1, 2, there we go. Beautiful.
D, you there?
I got you.
No, it's all
Sweet.
good.
Nice.
It's all good. It's all good.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Hello and Merry Christmas as we welcome you to the second leg of our Christmas night extravaganza. Brad Rosen, you're like a kid before Christmas.
Oh, I'm so excited for this one. I cannot wait.
Well, let's say compliments of the season to the rest of our commentary team, Joe Healy and Derek Rucker.
Hey guys, I don't know where Derek is. He isn't here.
Oh no. Don't tell me he's making another list.
Dear Santa, I wish that tonight we see some big-time threes.
Jalen Adams again.
You are on fire, my friend.
Illawarra playing for the lead. And guess who? Big moment. Tyler Harvey once more.
Some gravity-defying dunks.
Bruce sits it up. No! Cameron Oliver goes upstairs, slams that one down. Oh! If you don't mind.
I hope that all the players and coaches get along.
Oh, have a look at this. Justin Tatum is losing his mind.
There was a bit of feeling in this.
And on behalf of the NBL, I hope that everyone has a Merry Christmas.
Golden Globe stuff from our man Derek Rucker, and there are some great performances in the crowd here as well. Merry Christmas, everybody. Welcome to the second leg of this Hungry Jack's NBL Christmas celebration. The players, they are playing their part. Have a look at this Christmas clobber. Why don't you put yours on at home, wherever you're watching, sit back and enjoy some elite hoops. Illawarra Hawks against the Sydney Kings, round 13, Hungry Jack's NBL. That is the scene inside Kudos Bank Arena. Have a look at the top of the Mitsubishi Motors NBL ladder. Illawarra sitting first, Sydney sitting second. So the top two head-to-head. Throw into that the fact that Illawarra has the best offense in the league. We have the best defense in the league, owned by Sydney. We have matchups across the floor. Derek Rucker, Brad Rosen, good evening to you. Merry Christmas to you both. Of course, Joe Healy is part of this production as well. It's as if Santa wrote the script for this one, men.
It certainly is. 1 versus 2. And Sydney will be looking to reverse the dominance that Illawarra has had over them, especially on this floor here at Kudos Bank Arena. Brad, we know Sydney defend very well, but they've got to find a way to be more efficient on the offensive end.
Well, Merry Christmas to everyone, and it's unbelievable to be here tonight. The atmosphere is brilliant, and you are right, Derek Rucker. They just have to find a way. Good offense will then stop the transition. You look at these key MVP contenders. They have been playing really good. The guy on the left, when he's on, they very rarely lose. Xavier Cooks, amazing.
Jalen Adams, MVP in 2022. Cooks, the MVP 12 months later. Xavier leads the Kings for points and rebounding. Jalen leads the team for assists. So there are 2 reasons right there why Sydney can win tonight.
Certainly is, and Jalen Adams really has been getting it going as of late, but this guy coming off the bench, Quat Noy, I think he is the leading candidate to win Sixth Man of the Year this season. And last week he had 26 points coming off the bench against New Zealand in a critical comeback victory. Again, his contribution tonight will be vital because the Kings need more bench productivity.
He can come off the bench and have a real effect. 26 points, one short of his career high. It's not just the points though, Brad, it's the energy he provides at key periods off the bench.
He's been amazing, and you said the best six man. I think he's coming up against the one that could win it as well in Dave O'Hickey. He's been great, but look, Watnoy, just to be able to step in, his confidence is what I love. At the beginning of the year, he wasn't really part of the rotations. Now, massive key.
Have a look at the Hawks Christmas playing strip straight out of Brad Rosen's cupboard. He loves it. Derek Rucker, I'll come to you about the Hawks here. Tyler Harvey, Trey Kell. The coach said it's the best backcourt in the league. Do you agree?
I do, and I like their size. I like their intelligence when playing the basketball game, and when Trey Kell is in the lineup, the Hawks are a totally different proposition. And of course, the big man, Sam Froling, who's matured into a star big man in our league and one of the leading big men and somebody who must be kept off the offensive glass.
Absolutely, but you look at the shooting percentages from all three of them, it's so high. What that tells you is they're taking good shots, and what I've loved about Illawarra over the last few weeks is they don't take the best shots. Sorry, they don't take the good shots, they take the best shots, and that's what I love.
That man fresh from his career high against Perth. Illawarra injury-free. They've got the same starting five for a sixth game in a row. Harvey and Kell in the backcourt. Wani Swaka-Labullock looking to apply the defensive clamp. Sam Froling, Mason Peatling up front. Peatling coming in for the last 6 games. As for Sydney, no Bull Quoll still because of that knee injury. And we know that on top of that, they've also lost Jalen Galloway for the season. So they've got Jalen Adams, Isaiah Liafa, Xavier Cooks, Alex Tui, Kelly Leopepe, the same starting five that beat New Zealand last start. We are set to go. The referees for this one, Vaughan Mabry, Nico Fernandez and Jackie Dover. Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope the day has been kind to you. I think we have quite the sporting gift on offer. Elite hoops, the top 2 teams, the big brother against the little brother. But the coaches have been arguing about who is who this week. First possession for Sydney and not first points. The rebound taken by the Hawks, and there's a foul committed by Leopepe, falling heavily on Trey Kell the third.
And I like that first attack from Xavier Cooks. That matchup with Peatling on him, Brad, certainly goes in the favor of the Kings. They also created an offensive rebounding opportunity too. He wasn't able to put it back in.
So they got to their leading scorer to take the first shot, Sydney, and he missed. Trey Kell, fresh from his career high 31, also misses at his first attempt. Crowd of about 8,000 expected for this late start tonight. Maintaining the theme, or the number that they've attracted for the first 2 years of Christmas night hoops, the Kings. Jalen Adams gives the home crowd reason to make some noise. Kell finds Froling on the move. The left-hand finish from Sam Froling.
That was beautiful from Trey Kell, and again, that's what he does so well. Comes off the screen as Alex Tui with the left. Finished nicely.
Alex Tui, his second year as a next star, Derek, and so consistent across both years.
Very mature, plays well beyond his actual age as Froling and Peatling combine. Both teams looking to attack the paint. Both teams do a great job of scoring in the paint, leading the competition in that area.
Jalen Adams starting to find some nice numbers. That's a tough shot.
Well, one of the things I like what they've done, and they did this in Brisbane, against Brisbane here a week ago, is they take Jalen Adams off the ball to start the set. He lets it go, doesn't over-dribble, then they get the on-ball screen late to him, just like then. Look for them to continue to do that.
Mason Peatling finds the net from three-point land.
Both teams rising early to this big occasion here on Christmas night. Very sharp on the offensive ends.
Now Kelly Leopepe, the big men are draining threes at Kudos Bank Arena. Peatling into Leopepe. Now Trey Kell is swatted away by Alex Tui. The Hawks get it back, and Wani Swaka-Labullock draws the foul, which allows me to go to the coaches and their say, after we have a look at the Amy replay of these threes, Mason Peatling and Kelly Leaupepe, accomplished or handy from three-point land, but not known for that part of their play, Derek.
Certainly not, but if you look at the technical side of both of those players' shots, they look capable. Each of them have made enough this season to warrant more coverage out there.
Well, Leaupepe is shooting 42% from the three-point line, so he's definitely able to do that, and that's something he will continue to look at flash.
So Brian Gorgian this week said, let's see where we sit. The Kings coach wants to know where they sit against the best. He said the Hawks have the upper hand in this rivalry, so quite happy to concede to the Illawarra and their form as Alex Tui continues to pile on the points. Justin Tatum said it's not us thinking about Sydney, it's more them worrying about us. So both coaches sort of on the same page there, that the Hawks had earned the right to be favourites and were the team to beat.
Well, that's what Leaupepe gives this team, the strength there. Sam Froling tried to post him up, and he couldn't move him. So then he had to kick it out, wide three, but they give up that offensive rebound. That's what they have to stop.
Well, Sydney are going to have to really do a good job of rebounding the ball. They weren't able to clear that one there after forcing a bad shot. And they're a poor rebounding team, especially on the defensive end as Harvey starts to go to work.
Swagger Bullock is fouled. It's a heavy foul from Isaiah Leartha.
Heavy and unnecessary, Matty. Just contest. Let him make that pull-up, too. It's not the end of the world if he knocks it down.
Both teams feeling very good here. Nearly 3 minutes played, 11-9, and both teams running offense really well. Their defense is okay. Lapses on the boxing out, but really enjoyable so far.
Well, Matty, Illawarra win games by shooting really well. They don't turn the ball over. They get great effort and get second chance points, and then they get out on the break and they convert at a high rate. That's why they're the best team on the offensive end, and that's why they're #1 in the standings.
It's seen them win 5 of their last 6 games. In fact, both teams have won their last 3. Sydney 11-7, Illawarra 11-5. Cooks. A left-hand hook shot finds the bottom of the net.
He's playing with pop.
Yep. Former Illawarra boy, he loves these games. He's letting everyone know, I'm still that old MVP type.
Cook's first points for the game. Now Froling goes to work and finds Swaka Bullock. He's off the mark, and Jalen Adams pulls down the rebound.
Great D again, Leaupepe.
Kings by 2, early minutes of this second leg of your Christmas Day doubleheader as Alex Tui finds the right kind of roll for 3.
The Kings look exceptionally sharp. Jalen Adams over his last 7 games is averaging 7 assists a game as Harvey misses from deep. But Adams doing a much better job distributing the ball, finding gaps in the defense, bringing his teammates into quality looks like that last one from Alex Tui.
So mass changes here by Justin Tatum. On go Will Hickey, Lockie Olbrich and Darius Days as Froling, Peatling and Swaka Bullock get a breather.
Well, Darius Days has been coming off the bench since they put Mason Peatling in that starting lineup, and it's been a really good effort to do this. Great position and great work by Coach Tatum. Look for him to get going on the shot and trying to shoot from the outside and get it early.
Days averaging 11.5 points per game and 8 rebounds. There's 11 points at 50%. Jalen Adams forced into a tough shot. He throws up the prayer and comes away empty now. Trey Kell. Hickey to Olbrich, who was big on Christmas night last year, is stripped of the ball. There's no foul, and the Hawks are incensed. Cooks using the glass, and Olbrich's back on his feet to take the rebound. And Darius Days, I think, will be the man called for the foul.
Derek, you mentioned it before. Zave's up for this game.
Yeah.
They need to go to him. I like the fact that he's getting the ball early. Dribbled the ball previously and whipped it to the corner for a 3 for Leaupepe earlier. He's really feeling this and done a great few minutes.
I mean, you thought about what the coaches said. quoted them earlier on. They sort of deferred, both of them. The Hawks happy to be favourites. The Kings installing them as favourites. Do you see Illawarra as the team to beat tonight, despite being the away team?
I certainly do, Matt. And not only does recent form earn them that status, but the paper test. If you look at the lineups down the sheet, I think Illawarra has a better team, better talent, better size, but it doesn't mean they can't be beaten here tonight.
Brad, does the league's best offense beat the league's best defense?
Well, at the moment, yes. And that's as simple as is. You look at all the games, it's been phenomenal since we've come back from the fever break, and everything is about the offensive end.
So, offensive foul, that's a second in a row for Days in quick time.
Well, that's what Sean Bruce does. He comes on, he creates havoc. And he stands in there, got the hit in the chest, put a bit of mayo on it, but that's what he's got to do.
Well, that's one of the disadvantages of letting your big handle the ball in that situation. A big, small, on-ball. Bigs aren't always expecting pop-outs like Bruce did there to take that charge.
It's Tui. And he finds the foul on his way to the board.
We spoke about Tui in the pregame. Oh, there's a pushing and shoving here.
The goodwill to all got left at the tip.
Why are you doing that? I'm good. I'm asking a question. Why are you doing that, bro? You play basketball, bro.
David, it's going to be a third. I know you did. Hey, I know you did.
Well, Hickey and Bruce get into it. And doesn't matter when you play, Brad. In these rivalry games, emotions run high, and obviously neither one of these teams saw my wish list before the game. I did ask for peace.
We saw your wish list.
Now, right now, we'll just listen here. That suits Illawarra. This is what will bring them closer together.
Right.
Sydney have got to stay out of it, stop talking, don't worry about it. You look at Illawarra now, they're all in, they're talking, and they're getting on with the next play.
As we wait for the referees to work it out, have another look, a little something by Hickey that drew a response from Bruce, and then Hickey escalated it.
So Nico Fernandez has an unsportsmanlike against the Kings. And then Ford Mabry said, I've also got a problem with Will Hickey.
I'm wondering if that's on Xavier Cooks as well. He's come in a little bit afterwards, and you see a bit of a shot to the shoulder area of Davo Hickey.
So the replay centre is reviewing this, and Vaughan Mabry, our senior referee, will relay the decision shortly.
You just watch Xavier Cooks here, bang, just a little bit there. I'm not sure that's the one I'm thinking Fernando might have seen.
So this angle, yeah, Cooks with the left.
Yeah.
That could be problematic.
Look, what number on your list was a bit of feeling, Derek?
Number 3, Matty.
I thought it should have been a bit higher.
Hey, we know what Derek's lists are like, all right? Let's not go there. Oh, no. Everyone should be higher on Derek's list. You know what? I have no problem with this.
Right, so nothing?
Nah, well, yes, there'll be, in my theory, I'm thinking one on Davo and one on Xavier. Move on.
Unsportsmanlike 6 white. Unsportsmanlike number 10. And we've got 2 shots for Tui on the original play.
Yeah. So Xavier Cooks and Will Hickey get called for unsportsmanlike, which will cancel each other out.
Play on.
And we'll get back to business.
And look at that. There's Xavier. My bad. We got this, and let's move on.
But Xavier Cooks will have to take a seat because that is his second personal foul. So the net loss is greater to the Kings than it is to the Hawks.
Let's dive into the replay centre. Scott Butler, always good enough to give us his time. Scott, over to you.
Guys, we're done. We're moving on. We're done. We're moving on.
And we'll move on, as the referees have asked us to do.
Can you guys...
Tui makes the front end. Bright start by young Alex Tui in this game. Completes both free throws to go to 9 points before the game. Alex Tui, the 20-year-old next star.
I'm going to Hung Jong Lee here. The guy had 5 assists the last time they played. He's a sharp shooter, and look for him to get going.
Young Jung Lee, the sharpshooter out there. First one off the mark.
Brad, you were right. You know the scout on the Illawarra Hawks. They're not messing around when Lee gets in the game. They're trying to get him a shot ASAP.
And go back again.
The Korean gets a bit closer this time, and Oliver swats the ball out of the way, but there's a foul called on the Kings. Contact with the head. So Young Jung Lee is off to the line.
He's a tough cover coming off the bench. 6'7", is a sharpshooter from deep, can put the ball on the deck and make plays more than you think he is capable of. And he gets to the free throw line, which is valuable.
Shooting the ball at 38% this season, but most of them have been from three-point lands. His free throw here, the first one significantly heavy. And the crowd realising there are burgers on the line right here. Courtesy Hungry Jacks. That one's far more assured from Young Jung Lee.
Well, we talk about Hung Jong Lee down one end. There's a beautiful trap here by Illawarra. That is fantastic work off a free throw. Well done, Coach Tatum. Unexpected, but for the Sydney Kings and Illawarra just trapped him in the corner. Well done.
And Brad, I often call for that more. Just to ride 1 or 2 possessions at a time to disrupt the offensive team, and that might be all it takes to change the game.
The Kings out by 7. Here's Days. Shot clock to 5. Will Hickey in possession. He goes, it steps through the keyway. Quality, class from Will Hickey.
Well, now you go to Quatnoy. I'm looking at the Kings and seeing where their score is going to come from. I said Hung Jong Lee at one end. Get Quatnoy coming off a down screen or some type. Try and get him open.
The third meeting this season between these sides. Illawarra winning both so far, each by 7 points. Oliver. Mixed form this season, but he finds a foul.
Not a bad look there from Cam Oliver. Just didn't get the roll, but the Kings do a good job of attacking the offensive glass.
So the foul called on Lee, his first. The only Hawk with more than one early on is Days, who picked up 2 in a matter of moments after entering the court.
Well, they actually called that as Tui was going to the rebound. So that's why he is shooting 2, because it was called on him, not on Cam Oliver's shooting action.
What?
Tui, the first man to find double-figure scoring tonight. He's 4 from 4 from the free throw line, 3 of 4 from the field. Becoming a crucial cog in this King's wheel, Alex Tui. Part of the Next Star program. Has been for 2 seasons now. Collision on court. Nothing called there, but off the ball.
Well, that's 2 occasions in the last 2 possessions that Davo Hickey has come off an on-ball where Cam Oliver is guarding the big. And on both occasions, he hasn't read that correctly. Gorgian's now talking to him about it at the moment. I would be going back to that, Derek.
Well, especially now, any foul, well, both teams are now in the bonus, but in particular, I'd be getting Oliver in those pick and rolls, Quatnoy as well, test them out, see if they're willing to play and capable of playing solid defense without fouling. And for the Kings, go to Oliver, go to Tui, and see the same. Can the Illawarra big guys defend them on the other end?
Oh, Vaughn, you got it. You're going to wait till it hits the rim.
King's ball. Hawks a little quick to move after that free throw attempt. Got to wait till it hits the ring, as the explanation came from Vaughan Mabry and Nico Fernandez. So Quatnoy to inbound. And Sean Bruce, a senior leader in this Sydney team in his 13th year of NBL. Quatnoy off the bench and running into Lockie Olbrich. who stood his ground and is called for the foul.
Well, that's what I just mentioned, Brad. That's a tough cover for Ulbrich. And right now, Noy is playing with such confidence. You saw when he got that ball, he was super aggressive, putting it on the deck. And when you got a guy cooking the way Noy is right now, just go to him. Basketball is a game where you got to take advantage of guys on hot streaks, and Noy is one of the hottest in the league.
Noy off a big performance against the New Zealand Breakers. 26 points, one shy of his career high. Really nice shooting clip, 3 from outside. And he'd like to back that up tonight. So it's the Kings by 8.
Here we go, guys.
Ulbrich heads back to the bench. So it's Harvey, Froling, Hickey, Days and Lee out there for Illawarra. Tyler Harvey yet to find his accuracy. Days the rebound. Cam Oliver has the ball for Sydney. Now Noy. Noy pulls up. Rebound Froling. They almost throw it away. Illawarra still out of control. And the Kings are called for a foul.
We got Bunny's 2 shots.
Well, we had a lot of pinball activity going on, and Froling winds up picking it up, gets his feet tangled up, draws that foul. And Brad, these types of plays are where we know Will Magnay fractured his big toe, but these types of collisions like that is where you get those toe and foot injuries. And Froling appears to be okay at the moment, Matty.
So both teams in the bonus, we might see a few free throws late in this first quarter. The Kings 23-15 leaders.
Well, the referees have done a good job. There was obviously some pushing and shoving that happened earlier. They're trying to just clamp down on this because I think they've done a great job over the last few weeks of letting the game flow. You look at the high scores that it's been, and you've got to give some credit to the referees for allowing that. But tonight, they're just making sure, let's stay on track.
And we saw Sydney get in a pretty deep hole against Brisbane here. And a game when a lot of people felt that they didn't deserve to win it, but they went on a 27-8 run in the fourth quarter to take that game, Brad. And they've reversed the trend here. They're off to a strong start as Leafa misses a deep one.
He's having a tough shooting season, Isaiah Leafa. You'd love to see a couple of them go down. Darius Days. He's a sweet shooter. And he finds the nylon. Darius Days. 4 NBA games with Houston in 2023. Now Noy shows us that stride. That's athletic from Noy.
Beautiful move. You can't let him penetrate on his right hand like that. When he gets that ball, you really got to hustle and get square on him. You show him the right-hand lane, he's going to eat you up.
Trey Kell finds a way to feed Wani Swakala-Bullock, who finds only the rim. After the Hawks' 37-point explosion in the first quarter against Perth last start. They're yet to find 20, with 2 and a bit left in the first quarter.
You just watched Trey Kell in that last possession. Takes his time. Could have gone up and got an okay shot, but gave it out to Swakala-Bullock for a great shot. And that allows them to get into the offensive position for the rebounding. And now he'll go to the line, went 1 of 2 the first time. These 2, and I guess they'll be lucky if they touch the ring.
And with all the free throws going on, Matty, we're going to have a pretty high-scoring first quarter, well in excess of 50. I'm predicting, obviously, they've got 45 already. Might get up north near the 60 number for the first quarter.
And there's an interesting contrast because the Kings are the best defensive team in the first quarter, giving up on average only 21 points per quarter. The Hawks are the highest scoring first quarter team, getting up above 27 points per game.
And Brad, it's interesting, you know, do you not worry about all the numbers in this type of game is just win?
Absolutely. Yeah, you throw all that out the window. Number 1, you're playing against your rival, so forget that. And number 2, it's Christmas Day. Don't worry about the numbers. Have the Derek Rucker mentality. The next one's going in. It doesn't matter.
Let's just get this next W. Jalen Adams needs to be real. Oh, wow, what a breakdown.
Noy draws a foul, even though the shot misses. Great to be joined by former Kings captain and Ring of Honour inductee Brad Rosen, league MVP Derek Rucker, more than 400 games for D-Ruck, and you can see plenty of games during the 12 days of Christmas. We're slap bang in the middle of it, December 15 to 26. Scan that QR code for your chance to be a winner. Some wonderful prizes being given away by the NBL. Scan that QR code and pick up an extra Christmas gift. I saw you handing out Christmas gifts before the game, Derek.
Yeah, I gave one to Joe Healy. Joe does such a great job of keeping us together here, running the show, bringing everybody in. And
obviously, we don't do anything, Matty, but thanks, Derek. I appreciate that, mate.
No, we'll get ours later on.
No, we won't.
You've got a lump of coal coming your way. Here's Will Hickey dancing around the perimeter. Oh, what a pass for Trey Kell, who couldn't finish. The assist goes missing because Kell couldn't find the hole now. Leo Pepe draws the foul.
And the Kings have done a good job since that little scuffle when Xavier Cooks drew his second foul. The deficit hasn't grown big time, but they're in a nice position, up 6, going to the line to shoot 2. And in this final minute 45, if I'm Jalen Adams or Trey Kell or Davo Hickey or Harvey now, who's just checked into the game, I'm penetrating. The whistle has been quick in this game. You must read and adjust your game accordingly.
And when you do that, and for our guards listening out there, you want to stay low. Go at the knees, not to hurt anyone, but go at the knees, stay low, look for that bump, and you'll get to the free throw line.
That foul was on Sam Froling, his first for the game. Now, Harvey struggling to get away from Lee Arthur. Harvey, the runner. And the foul is called.
That's on Harvey.
On Harvey offensively.
That's a good call.
Number 1 on offensive foul.
So Tyler Harvey yet to score in this game, having had great production against the Kings so far this season. 21 points, including 4 threes in their first meeting. 13 points, another 3 triples in their second meeting. But he's been dry in the first. Plenty of time for one of the league's sharpshooters to get going as Tyler Robertson looks to kick it back out and does. Unfortunately for Sydney, they turn it over. Hickey, Harvey, is this the shot? Tyler Harvey still dry. Trey Kell the third, front of the rim.
Now with Days and Ulbrich on 3 fouls and 2 fouls respectively, I'd be attacking Sam Froling.
Jalen Adams trying to show Illawarra how to do it. He's also wide of the mark, but pinches it straight back. Jalen Adams, the Christmas thief. Kelly Lea Pepe under the bucket. And after starting so impressively offensively, only now do the Hawks settle down after a rough patch.
Brad, you get the feeling Sydney haven't quite capitalized as well as they could have.
Completely what I was thinking. This should be a 10 to 12 point lead for the Sydney Kings. They've been lucky that it's not more.
Ooh, and that's a big foul. That was B. Froling's second foul. That's exactly what I was talking about. Now you make Tatum make some key decisions because his big men have foul problems already.
Well, I'm just watching Coach Tatum. He's had a look at it. He's not convinced. He's not going to challenge it, probably, nor should you at this stage of the game. You hold that till the end.
The Kings shooting the ball at nearly 50% in the first quarter. The Hawks at 30%. And on top of that, they've made only 2 of their 8 shots at 3.
Well, Sean Bruce is just stepping in here. He'll sub in, and they do this a lot, I've noticed, with Jalen Adams. The last possession, they'll take him out, rest him for a bit extra, not any extra fouls. And they're bringing Todd Blanchfield in as well, an extra shooter for Mason. Great coaching here from both.
So it's Kings by 8. What sort of lead would be a fair reflection of the Sydney domination in the first quarter, Brad?
Well, I would have thought after that possession as well would have been now 15. I just thought, wow, given up some stuff.
Tyler Harvey keeps letting him go. Noy the rebound. Has to go from midcourt. Noy! Oh, he found the rim. He nearly found the midcourt buzzer beater. But it's the Kings at quarter time, out by 7 points.
Cam, let's deal with it. Just go to the bench so we can deal with it. Just have it. Unsportsmanlike 6 wide. Unsportsmanlike number 10. And we've got 2 shots for Tui on the original play. Guys, we're done. We're moving on. We're done. We're moving on.
In the zone, thanks to Harvey Norman. Vaughan Maybury mic'd up there in the first quarter, and he had a bet to deal with, including right on quarter time with Sean Bruce called for a tech foul for flopping. As a result, we start with a free throw to Tyler Harvey in the second quarter.
Both teams shot a lot of free throws in the first. Referees dealing with a lot of intensity and physical play. 27 free throws shot between the two teams.
So Illawarra with a league-high field goal percentage this season of a tick under 50%, yet they shoot in the first quarter at 28%. Can they correct that, and how quickly? Kell finds Tyler Harvey. There's the first step.
Well, you love the fact that he gets the free throw. That just gets his eye in a little bit, and now he shoots the 3. Now he's got Alex Tui on him. That's a tough cover for Alex Tui.
Do the Hawks go straight back to Harvey next possession? In the meantime, Noy buries 3.
Well, with this Kings lineup, you've got to stay tight on Noy. The help or the hedge help must come from some other position.
And they found Harvey, but his fumble saw him go back to Will Hickey, who banks 3 and laughs at Justin Tatum.
Well, they've put Xavier Cooks on Hickey because they just feel they're happy to give that 3-point up. So that hit the backboard, and that's fine. It'll be interesting to let him know. They'll probably let him have another 1 or 2, and then they'll look at it.
3 straight triples. Is it 4? That was blocked by Hickey, who is a defensive weapon for the Hawks. And offensively, he leaves 2 out there. admonishing himself. Jalen Adams likewise. Xavier Cooks can't put it back, but the foul is called on Will Peatling or Mason Peatling.
And that will be his second foul. So all Illawarra bigs have at least 2 fouls early in this second quarter, and Days, of course, has 3. Now this is open slather now for Sydney Kings pick and roll, Brad.
Got to keep going at it. You asked me before, why did I feel the Kings should be up? Well, Illawarra currently shooting 28% from the field, which is very low from them. What kept them in the game was the 9 free throws they made. Like you said, the Kings, they're shooting 44% and only had 3 turnovers. And I just felt they had a couple more in them. Illawarra have missed 2 really open, easy baskets. One there by Will Hickey and one earlier in the first quarter. So they're hanging in, but the Kings, they're doing a good job so far.
Xavier Cooks, a 59% free throw shooter this season, makes the back end. It's the Kings by 5. Hickey at the point for Illawarra.
And you see Cooks is well off Hickey.
Harvey tried to use the glass. Adams, just a handoff for Quatnoy. Guarded by the veteran Blanchfield. And now he'll go to the line.
Derek, I always love it when you're shooting the 3 and you see Harvey there, but he had Quatnoy on him. Quatnoy's a shooter. He knows how to guard him. And down the other end, Blanchfield, he knows how to guard him out there. But then he spins on him, gets him up in the air.
So Blanchfield picks up his first foul. The Hawks will stay top of the ladder, win or lose this game. Sydney, if they don't win, they might slide, Derek, outside the top 2. Well, they will fall out of the top 2 after the Tasmania Jack Jumpers' 7th straight win earlier today.
Well, the Jackies are coming, and
that's without Will Magnay.
Correct.
Brilliant wins without him.
Hands from Adams.
Forcing the turnover on Illawarra now. Blanchfield blocks the noise shot, but he can't get it back in time.
But you look at the middle of that ladder, Matty, from 2nd to about 8th. And anything is possible from round to round in terms of who can beat who. The movement is so volatile.
Well, that's what makes every game, isn't it?
Right.
Every game matters.
So no Will Magnay, and the Jack Jumpers still win by 15 points as Adams goes to Alex Tui in the corner. It rims away, but Noi makes good. Timeout, Justin Tatum. 2.5 gone in the second.
Quatnoy off the bench already, Brad, with 13 points. Again, he is such a volatile and offensive-minded player, and when he is in this frame of mind, he changes games immediately.
He does. He changes it all the time, and that is very poor defense by Illawarra.
Let's go to Joe Healy, who is with a special guest, although special doesn't quite do this organisation justice at this time of year, Joe.
Exactly right, Maddie. I've got Major Kylie Collinson from the Salvation Army with me. Kylie, you guys have joined forces with the Kings once again for the Christmas Day game. What does it mean to be able to do that and have such an impact?
Yeah, it's just fantastic. It's our 3rd year with the Kings. It means that we can help more people in our community at Christmas time. Families who are doing life tough at the moment, so it's great.
For anybody watching at home, how are they able to impact and help the Christmas Day appeal?
You can donate via sydneykings.salvos.org.au. Details will come up on the screen.
And how about this atmosphere? I can barely hear you.
No, it's amazing. It's such a great community, bringing people together. It's such a great night. So thanks so much.
It's wonderful. Thank you for being here and for all the work that you do. And congrats to the Salvos. Merry Christmas.
You too. Thanks, Joe.
Here, Joe. Thank you, Kylie Collinson, for all the work you and your organisation do. Christmas, sadly, is a tough time for too many, and the Salvos, just one organisation that does so much to help. Well done. It's great to see the Kings on board again with the Salvation Army. Look at Tyler Harvey starting to find his range now.
Well, he and Kell have been quiet. They're 2 of 11 from the field. Kell hasn't scored yet, currently on the bench, so Harvey will look to really impact as Tui tries an inside hand finish with the left, no good.
Nearly the turnover. The foul is called on Blanchfield, though. Jackie Dover has pinged the Illawarra Hawks veteran. Looked like a collision as both contested the ball, but it's been called on Blanchfield.
Look, it's the attention to detail at the moment. That's a sloppy pass. There was a no box out for Quatnoy as well. Kings taking some shots that they shouldn't. The attention to detail is what wins basketball games, and they have to stay with that.
But that last possession by Illawarra, forget the reindeers, it's unleash the hounds for Justin Tatum when they get a chance. How does Sydney counter the pace of play by Illawarra, their willingness to play up-tempo basketball, Derek?
Execute on the offensive end, make them take the ball out of the net. The Kings can set their defense up as Cooks turns it over. But this type of play by the Kings on the offensive end that gets them in trouble.
All that was missing was the Harvey finish. He's 2 of 8 shooting in this game. Now Tui through traffic, and he finds a whistle again.
Derek, I want to pick something up that you said earlier about Alex Tui, how he's going this year. Now, last year, being a rookie in the league, we know he's the next star, and he had a good start to the season, but tapered off a little bit and found it tough. He did exactly the same this year, but he stepped up. So he started well, did okay, but the last few games, he's come out of that, and he's been looking great. Got 11 points already tonight, going for the 12th and 13th right here.
Well, you look at him and you can see he's physically stronger. He's been in the weight room. He's done his strength and conditioning in the offseason. But with that physical improvement in strength, there's also a mental capacity to it that has increased. And you can see after last year's up and down and the struggles the Kings went through, I'm sure he is a much, much mentally tougher player now.
And this is why the Next Stars is so amazing. I mean, this guy, we won't see him next year. He will be in the NBA, and the Next Star's been able to do that. You look at, of course, LaMelo Ball, guys that have come through this, Josh Giddey, and it's doing amazing things.
So Sam Froling onto the floor for Todd Blanchfield. Just before we leave, that Alex Tui chat, putting some numbers around it. 22 points, 22 minutes per game. 10 points at 45%, 4 rebounds, 1.5 assists. So rock solid numbers across both seasons. It's basically a mirror image this year to last in terms of minutes played, points, rebounds. Certainly, physically, he's setting himself up for a big back end of the season. Here he is, Alex Tui, the Next Star, hoping to shine right now, and he is.
The Kings are doing a great job with their hands on the defensive end. Sticking the hands in, reaching, and getting a lot of basketball, turning over the Illawarra Hawks.
So the Kings had their biggest lead of the game, 10 points, cut it back to 7. Tyler Harvey, the flamethrower from outside.
Well, he senses that they need his offensive injection, and I looked for Harvey to be really aggressive to finish out this quarter.
So scoreless through the first quarter. Tyler Harvey started the second with a free throw. Now he has 3 from outside. The Amy replay man.
Well, here's his 10th point, and like you said, all in this quarter as well. And that's just beautiful. Him going to his right, although he can go to his left as well. It doesn't really matter. He's that good.
He certainly can. And, you know, the Kings need to have an awareness defensively. They understand that Kell's not in the game, so Harvey's going to be the primary guy. Lock him up.
Tui gets the right kind of bounce again for a couple of times. Lady Luck is shining on Alex this evening. Or maybe Sanders just giving him a couple of late presents. Either way, Alex Tui, 18 points to lead all scorers, 5 of 8 from the field.
That's the play. That's all right that he misses. They need to get Sam Froling with Cam Oliver on him. They need to give him the ball more.
Tui looking for the alley-oop finish provided by Cooks. They can't execute.
Good D from Adams.
Yunjung Lee waiting in the corner to drop 3 more.
Well, normally a shooter like that, you want him to drop that first one. And Derek, what do you want? You want the next one. Go at him.
The Hawks fighting to trim this Sydney lead, but Alex Tui, a behemoth, down low. 20 points for the game, Derek.
Well, that looked like it may have been a foul.
Alex Tui has 20 points in 13 minutes of court time.
Well, you look at that last play, it was a little bit of luck, a little bit of a good pass from Cooks out of the corner, but right now Tui is really feeling himself, Brad, and they may as well continue to go to him and try and build on this lead. And Tui will actually come out of the game now. I don't understand that.
Out of bounds. It's out of bounds.
What's the call?
Nothing. Well,
why is it their ball?
it's out of bounds. I'm not sure if it touched him or not.
So the Kings have gone out of bounds, so it's Illawarra ball, says Vaughan Mabry, but I'm with you, Derek Rucker. The hot man for the Kings right now is Alex Tui. He's one shy of his career high that he had earlier this season, 21 points against New Zealand. It was actually the last game against New Zealand. Why do you take him out when he's got 20 points already?
I'm trying to work out a theory, and all I can think of is it's a set plan, which I don't agree with, right? So you've got your assistant coaches there. That's their job to let them know how many minutes. I know with a lot of coaches, I don't want to sit certain guys too long. So if a starter's on there, not more than 4 minutes. But when a guy has got 20 points at 6 of 10, he's a plus 21 while he's on the court. No, you let him play.
Plus, I don't like this 5 that the Kings have out there anyway. There's no reason for Robertson and Leafa to be on the floor at the same time.
Well, now you look at the way they are, it's Adams and one of, I'm going to say Cooks or Cam Oliver in that on ball, but it slows it down where they really were humming there for a little while.
Here's Robertson. His minutes and points have dried up as the season has gone on. Cam Oliver, what say can he have on Christmas night? Ball movement by Illawarra finds its way to Lee. And now back outside, shot clock to single figures. Traykill from close range.
Now, I like Illawarra's lineup, and I don't like Sydney's lineup, so let's see how this pans out. I think it's a critical 2 moments here.
Here's Xavier Cooks. Not really his range. But you're right, Derek, you take Alex Tui off. It's not a like-for-like switch as Hyunjung Lee, and Isaiah Leafa goes on. Here's Kell drawing the foul. And the foul was called on the floor.
Well,
but Isaiah Leafa, against Illawarra this season, 3 of 14. He's shooting the ball from the field at 24%. You put a bloke on who's in the mud offensively, and you take a bloke off who's just scoring with his eyes shut.
Well, he's had a tough season, Isaiah Leafa. He's a -17 net rating on the season, so not someone who the analytics would say merit a lot of court time, Brad.
Well, it's coming from the defense, and that's what Brian puts him on the court for. It's the way that he gets up and in and on the defensive end. You look at his numbers, and yes, I agree. Oh, that is just poor defense.
A breakdown by the Sydney Kings.
Attention to detail again. But it's purely he is out there for his defense. But I can see where you're coming from.
The Kings have 50 points with more than 3 minutes left in the second. And the Hawks are hot on their tail with 45. Froling will go to work down low. The Froling-Cooks battle was one to be talked about coming into this game, and there's a little win for Sam Froling.
Well, Matty, you backed me up with my claim saying that that was a bad lineup matchup between the two teams. Never should have taken Tui out of the lineup. You can't afford to be cavalier about leads. You got to grind the team out. This is the Illawarra Hawks, the top team in the competition.
A moment ago, the Kings were out by 10. They had the momentum. Alex Tui was humming. Tui left the floor. They hit the skids, and all of a sudden, the Hawks have it back to 3. Before we started tonight, Joe Healy had a chat with one of the Kings stars, Cam Oliver.
And what about you personally? A couple of quiet games offensively, obviously still having an impact out there, though. How are you approaching this one to bring the energy?
That's my biggest thing. I'm not really worried about scoring that much. So I would say, I mean, if it comes happen, it happens. But I think my biggest thing coming back to the NBL was to show the fact that I'm a winner. You know, that I can impact more than just scoring all the time, that I can be able to be a leader. I can be on the bench and cheer my teammates on. I can be very vocal, and I think that's where it's taking me in a very step forward in what I want to be at in my career. You know, and if I score 2 points, if I score 30, you know, it doesn't really matter to me. I just more impact in other ways I can.
Well, I love listening to Cam Oliver there and knowing what the Sydney Kings, they knew exactly what they were going to get from him. They got him out of the Hong Kong Bulls, which is a second division team in China and playing in the Chinese NBL. They never had him, expected him to come out here and be that Cam Oliver that they had in Cairns or in the NBA. He came with some injuries, they knew what they were going to get, and there's so much upside. They're looking for the best of him in February and March.
Still only 28 years of age, 6 NBA games in time at the Lakers and the Rockets. But you're right, most recently second tier in China. Before he returned to the NBL, the former Taipan, now a Sydney King. Here's Darius Days. Controlling the offensive rebound, and he got it easily. And now he draws the foul, and he'll have to go to the line. So a third foul called on Xavier Cooks, Derek.
And this is what we talked about in the pregame. Just the size advantage Sam Froling has. Xavier Cooks is a fantastic player. He is an MVP winner. But sometimes size says it all, and Froling is significantly taller and longer.
You're right, and I was looking and I thought Lepepe did a really good job on Sam Froling in that first quarter, and I was just wondering if they go back. But now you see Alex Tui come in, so now who guards Froling? Again, I'd go back to him.
Joe Healy, what are you seeing?
I was just listening to the Kings there, Maddie. We know they're the best defensive team in the league. Brian Goorjian just used that timeout to let the guys reset and try to slow down a bit of this Hawks momentum.
Yeah, they were on a roll before that timeout, Illawarra. Now Froling runs out of options. Darius Days had to shoot, only just inside the clock. He couldn't hit the mark. Isaiah Liafa. There's one for Isaiah. A big sigh of relief.
Hasn't been shooting it well. Was not a good shot. But like we talked about earlier, you got to take what you can get right now.
Off a scoreless game against New Zealand, and Trey Kell just reminds everyone of his offensive threat. Fresh from that career-high 31. Nice! Oh! Cameron Oliver set his sights on the target and couldn't finish. The provision from Jalen Adams was delightful, but Oliver found nothing but rim.
Well, that was actually Liafa who went and penetrated. Tried to back it up after knocking down that three. And Oliver went in with the hammer. We see some Tui highlights of what he was able to do earlier in the half.
That would have been ferocious from Cam Oliver. He's given us some big dunks in his time in the NBL. That would have been on the starting line in the final of the Cam Oliver highlights.
Great defense there by Trey Kell.
Noy runs into Mason Peatley but finds a way.
It's hard to guard, isn't it, Derek? His footwork is great. He's got such great touch around the rim.
Kell bursts baseline.
And the Kings really need to maintain this lead, I feel, just for psychology going into the halftime break, as Tui makes a nice move, no good with the left hand.
Your roll finish deserted him. Lockie Ulbrich finds Will Hickey, who's left alone. What a great shooting clip, Hickey, up above 50%, but it deserts him there. Noy runs into Ulbrich, then it was off the fingertips, I think, of Tyler Harvey, who says, no, it didn't touch me. And of course, basketballers don't lie, Derek.
Well, maybe not on Christmas night, but Jackie Dover was right there and quite assertive with her call. With 40.9, Brad, 2 for 1?
Yeah, you would. Yeah, I definitely. I think you don't need to rush it, though, because you've still got, you want to get this within the 10, 12 seconds up, then you'll get a good one back.
You've got Tyler on ball, you've got Kell and Hickey wanting the ball as well instead.
Tyler
Harvey swishes 3 late in the first half to lock us up at 55. So the Hawks will get another crack. Here's Sean Bruce. Shot clock to 7, 6. What Noy. Hickey got there just in time. It's got to be Bruce. And Bruce buries 3. Here comes Illawarra wanting the final say. Trey Kell delivers and fist pumps basketball on Christmas night. It's the Hawks finding their offensive clout to come hard at Sydney late in the first half and lock us up 58 apiece.
Wow, what a finish. Both teams finding their rhythm on the offensive end, and the stars have come out, Brad. Tyler Harvey with 17 big points in the first half.
But no one has as many points as the man standing beside Joe Healy.
Yeah, I've got Alex Tui with me. Alex, 20 points for yourself. It's intense out there. Talk me through that first half.
Just got to get more stops. I got a few layups, end of there, second there, so just got to get more stops.
What would you like to see adjusted in the second half?
Yeah, I'd say stops again. Just get some stops in a row and run. Yeah.
All right, good luck for it.
Thank you.
Alex Tui, 20 points on 6 of 11. He kept the word short, but he hopes the shots are long and productive in the second half. We'll break. Joe Healy, Derek Rucker, Brad Rosen have the first half highlights for you right after this.
Before you do that, you want to steal that prize? Nah, he's not going to steal it. Like, he's not sure who it is. Okay, what's this? That's a beautiful camera. Grab your mind as well. Lucky, that's it. Look at this, these are the prizes. Now, hello, what's your name? Jack. Jack, do you want to steal one of these prizes? You can steal any of those prizes, or you can choose your own box. It could be a good prize, it could be, I'm not sure what's there. It's up to you. What's your choice, Jack? Straight in there. He's looking straight up there. Look at that spot. He's gone for it. He's gone for it. Jack's gone for it. He could be getting a prize. Who knows what's in here? No one's stolen. There's been no glitches. Oh my God. It's a bum bag. Oh my God. You should open it up. They give you cash. You're getting it from banks now. There is cash. I'm just joking. It's a $100 gift card. Unbelievable. Okay, they're pretty good so far. Hello, buddy, what's your name? Logan. Do you want to steal one of these prizes or pick your own box? I'm not sure what's in them. It's up to you. It's a bit risky now. I'll steal the camera. You're going to steal the camera. He's going to be a Grinch. Okay, he wants the camera. He's going to steal the camera. Good choice. It means you get to pick another box. You get to pick another box. Which one do you want? Your prize was stolen. Thanks to Harvey Norman, supported by Cannon. What do you got in there, buddy? What do you got? Okay, it's a $100 gift card. Okay, that's all right, that's all right. Go back, go back. All right, it could be stolen. Your camera could be stolen again. The camera could be stolen. Hello, what's your name? Hello, Tara. Do you want to steal or choose your own box? It's up to you. It's up to you. She's going to be a box. Okay, here we go. Harvey Norman, that's supported by Canada. Some great prizes, generous sponsors. Here we go. Oh!
Alex, all the way down here. Thank you. Keep coming, keep coming. You're 17. On the line. White ball. Out of bounds. White ball. Just jump. Just take your hands on. I understand it's a game, but it can't go on. It's competitive. I understand that. But how do I trust they're not going to do something to you in there?
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
But they could have walked around us.
I understand that. That's why I talked to them, and so I'm talking to you. All right? We're good?
Got you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Great access there with liked most about that first half?
Well, that was an exciting first half as we look at these stats. I love the fact that both teams were getting out and being aggressive on the offensive end. They shot the ball freely from the three-point line. There was good intensity on the defensive end, although it wasn't always effective. And Brad, you said it in the first quarter, you felt the Kings should have had a bigger lead. They didn't capitalize. Now they got a ball game.
And they do, and they let the best team in the league get the offense they wanted. 35 points in that quarter by Illawarra, and 27 of them came from the two big. Trey Kell, Tyler Harvey had 17 on his own.
What about for the Sydney Kings? Alex Tui, he was the aggressor early for them offensively. Talk about his impact here.
Look, he was doing everything on the offensive end. He came out very assertive and was looking to get feet in the paint and get close shots to the bucket. And then he stretched out, Brad, knocked down the three ball, got a great bounce, and I thought he was their best player in the first half. However, his influence on the game was totally stifled by that crazy substitution in the second quarter that totally changed the fortunes of this game.
Couldn't explain it, don't understand why, but what I love is when a guy like that, all the hype around him, and he's delivering on the big stage. It's Christmas night. Look at the Blackmore shot chart. He's 6 of 10. He's got 20. Hasn't missed a free throw. That guy is the superstar of the next stars, and he's going to the NBA.
And what about the Illawarra Hawks? We mentioned their backcourt duo, Trey Kell and Tyler Harvey. Tyler had 17 points in that second quarter, though.
Well, they were quiet, and the Kings did a really good job of eliminating their good looks in the first quarter, but Harvey got that technical to start the second quarter, and it was like that's all he needed was to see that free throw go down, and then he went nuts. He knocked down 4 threes. They were so worried about his three-point shot, they were overplaying him, and he opened up on the back door, but then also late in that second, Trey Kell got going, and again, the Hawks are looking pretty good.
Well, you look at that Blackmore shot chart, another one. He just scores any way he wants. It doesn't matter where he's going right, doesn't matter whether he's going left. But after that scuffle, I thought Illawarra composed themselves. They just stood together. They got the shots that they wanted to get. And that's been the Kings' Achilles heel this year. It's up and down. Tonight, Illawarra weren't playing great in that first quarter, but they hung in there. Now they look great. And a shout out to the referees as well. They let it play after that first quarter. Great end of the half.
Very, very quickly, who wins from here?
Oh, Joe. Let's go Illawarra.
Because he said Illawarra, I'll go Kings.
You have to, you have to. As we said, it's 58 apiece here at Kudos Bank Arena. What an occasion, Christmas night. We cannot wait for the second half. It is coming up next. You're watching the Hungry Jacks NBL.
You can win 4 fully catered corporate seats to an NBL finals game along with 4 signed jerseys and the chance to meet an NBL player post-game. Enter now and stop paying too much. Shop at Chemist Warehouse, proud partners of the NBL. Scan now. Watch elbow, come on, you. Scan the QR code now. The Salvation Army Christmas appeal. We thank you. Donate today. Thank you again.
Obviously it's my second year now. The first year was a year of a lot of learning. It was definitely a bit of an adjustment to get used to that professional life, but ultimately the whole first year kind of accumulated into a lot of experience. I'd say it kind of took a few months to get used to it and kind of cooking for yourself, and I think I started off pretty well in the season and then dipped from there, but I felt like I learned a lot about myself and found ways to kind of get myself out of slumps and kind of learn about what you can get away with in the league in terms of different finishes, and defensively the physicality is another level, so that adjustment was big for me, and then now I think it's just growing in those areas.
Tui at the other end. The next star lands a big blow.
Oh, Tui with the excellent finish.
I'm super excited just for playing with Gorge and his play style and how he wants us to play. He wants us to be fast, and on defense he wants us up the court and being aggressive. Seeing that and those little tips that he brings to me is super important, and just the vibe and how much confidence he gives everyone in the team. We obviously train super hard, as everyone on our team would state, but I think it's just that we're so competitive at training that when we get into the game, like, everyone's pushing each other forward and getting around that, and I think like the defensive lineups we have when it's Bull, me, X, Zay, Cam, JG, like the amount of versatility we have is a coach's dream. So I think having that kind of confidence that no matter who gets on right now, we can all play and we can all shut down the other team. So I think it's just understanding like how good we are and making sure that we back it up with the little details.
From Canberra. There are his numbers tonight. He's the first King to have 20 points and a half this season. Only the third Australian to have 20 points and a half this season after Ben Henschel and Chris Goulding. Now, more numbers from this game in a moment, but we need to get to some breaking news. Joe Healy, Christmas is meant to be the time of peace and goodwill. What can you tell us happened at half-time?
Not between these two teams, Matty. We obviously saw a bit of argy-bargy in the first half, but it continued into the hallway at half-time. I'm told Cam Oliver and Sam Froling had to be held back from one another before a scrum broke out between both of the teams. The referees then had to help out and separate them all, so no doubt this second half will be just as fiery.
There it is as the teams walk towards the rooms at half-time. Sean Bruce, the captain, running back. Brian Gorgon going to see what the problem was, as Joe Healy has just reported all over it. Cam Oliver and Sam Froling needing to be separated, so watch those two when they're bumping bodies as bigs from close range in the second half. Doesn't that whet your appetite? If 58 apiece, this is game 90 of the season, men. Only our second level score at half-time after Melbourne and Brisbane were 57 all in round 11.
Oh, it's a great first half, and I thought Sydney were the better team, but late in that second, they didn't get it done, and now we got ourselves a tie ball game as Tui lets one go.
With a bit of feeling as well. Rolling the fumble. Cooks, then the foul is called on Wani Swaka Labullock.
Well, I just love the energy of Lepepe. He just gives them so much offensive rebounding clout, and he's just so good on that end.
So Xavier Cooks at the line. 4 points tonight, 2 of 4 from three-throw territory. We've mentioned that Alex Tui led the Kings in the first half. For Illawarra, Tyler Harvey 17, all those points coming in the second quarter on 5 of 8 shooting, including 4 from outside. But the other Hawk we need to mention, Trey Kell, also all 9 points in the second quarter. He has 7 assists and 4 rebounds. Cooks misses the back end. There's a fight for possession. It's won, unsurprisingly, by Kelly Leopepe. Now Isaiah Liafa again. He clenches the fist because he's drained back-to-back triples either side of half-time.
Well, he gets a good look there off the offensive rebound. And now that he's hit 2, he'll probably look to knock down a lot more because we've seen him knock down 6 in a game earlier this season, Brad, in his only good shooting performance of the year.
Oh, that is just beautiful. That is just a beautiful step by Alex Tui. He has improved his game so much in the open court. We call it the Euro step, the step through, whichever way, just able to finish round the rim. Alex Tui, 22 for the night.
Now, Illawarra need to settle down on this end. Cooks has 3 fouls. They need to get him into some pick and roll situations and make him make decisions on the defensive end.
Kill, he's off the mark. Froling the O board. Sam Froling with the putback. The first 6 points of the quarter went to Sydney before that settler from the visiting team. Cooks, guarded by Peatling, so Kelly Leo Pepe gives it plenty of air.
What a lift he's given of him. A couple of offensive rebounds, hits the 3, and now he'll bang bodies here with Sam Froling. He's really lifted the energy.
Fitting that he plays for Sydney with that Harbour Bridge 3-ball stroke. A big coat hanger through the air, and now he's fighting to get the rebound. Peatling wins the battle.
And for as good as LePepe is on the offensive rebounding count, sloppy there by the Kings, but as good as LePepe is on the offensive end, he's not very good defensively. As we look at the Amy replay, Tui getting to the rack, utilizing his length, and then LePepe, Brad's just out there practicing. Nobody near him.
That offensive foul is a 3rd personal for Isaiah Liafa. Xavier Cooks also nursing 3. Both of those men still on the floor.
Great pass.
Froling. The extra pass from Swaka Labullock to Trey Kell the 3rd. Beautiful basketball from the Illawarra Hawks.
Well called, Matty, and they spread them out. Liafa feeling good about himself. He can do this.
It's his 3rd triple.
Well, I'm just watching here, Coach Tatum's like, you cannot go under that screen. You've got to go over. He's hit a few now. That may have been the scouting report before the game, but you've got to adjust.
Harvey for Illawarra. Nice bounce pass for Froling, who goes off the glass.
The Kings can't defend this Illawarra pick and roll with this lineup. They may need to make an adjustment because Illawarra will just go to it over and over. As Adams misses one in the paint, doesn't hustle back on D. Hawks have numbers. What?
Harvey. To go really high off the glass. There's a pushing foul called on Illawarra. Sydney ball.
Now, I have no idea, Brad, why Harvey didn't shoot that 3.
You will be both. I mean, he just missed one before, but still, it's Harvey. He had 17 in that 2nd quarter, and that was one they got away with. That's as simple as that. Jalen Adams frustrated he can get the foul down the other end, but walked back.
And now a 3rd called on Sam Froling. So there's foul concerns for both camps. Jalen Adams forces the foul. He'll go to the line.
That is smart play. He just felt like he didn't get one. He spoke to the referees. Gorge spoke to the referees, and now he put the pressure on him.
Swaka Bullock is a little bit incensed. He feels like he copped one to the head on Adams' penetration. As this game's spicing up.
So the Kings by 4. Jalen Adams, a sharpshooter, doing it from the charity stripe right now, but Isaiah Liafa has dropped 3 of his 5 attempted triples. Coming to this game, he was 22% from the land of plenty. But he's stuck to his guns and he's getting results for it tonight. Isaiah Liafa. 3's front of mind because that's also how many fouls he has. Trey Kell, little fadeaway.
Too many players going under the screen, Derek. They should be coming over that.
You got to stay connected to bodies.
Yep.
The pass from Xavier Cooks again. Kele Leapepe. From the corner unsuccessfully this time. So 3 the difference. Sydney 72, Illawarra 69. Nearly 4 gone in the third.
And both coaches, midway through the third, are willing to ride with a couple of the guys on the floor with 3 fouls. Days, Froling, Liafa.
Joined us late. They are first and second on the NBL ladder. Illawarra against Sydney. Darius Days yapping as he heads back in defence.
They just look small, the Kings here. They've either got... There's a nice move there, or he misses it, but they look small. Pepe.
Especially with some length out there for Illawarra. Froling, Wani, Swaka, Labullock. Darius Days is no shrinking violet either. Young Jung Lee.
Well, it comes from the offense. Derek, you've been mentioning all night. You've got to take good shots, otherwise they're going to get out and run. That was not a good shot by Jalen Adams, and they were able to get a layup from it. That's a better shot.
It's a gimme for Jalen Adams. He's 10 points for the game on 3 of 9 shooting.
Really struggling on this pick and roll action of the Hawks, and that was another good look by Kel.
It was the muscle of Noy that made sure possession came Sydney's way. He takes the defensive rebound. Adams, smart. Alex Tui can't finish. And Kel gets the tip for Wani Swaka Labullock. But the Hawks go to the front right here via the hand of Labullock. The answer is no. But instead it's Lee stripping Adams of the ball. Now Trey Kell the third, stepping and 1 to come. The flex for the faithful at Kudos Bank Arena. It's a short drive from Wollongong to Sydney, Derek, and there are plenty of Hawks fans here cheering that man.
Outstanding play from Trey Kell the third. He's so poised with it when he's attacking the rim. Does a great job after getting possession. Shows some strength there and getting by the stout body of LaPepe, and then an outstanding finish despite the hack across his arms. Trey Kell finding his way into this game. Got 16 points, 7 assists, and 5 boards.
Justin Tatum said, "We have the best backcourt in the league." He was referring to Tyler Harvey and Trey Kell the third. They were scoreless in the first quarter. Now Harvey has 17 and Kell has 17.
Well, he's not lying. They're outstanding basketball players.
Tyler Robertson for Sydney. Pulls up, leaves it short. Lee, his reach, makes sure of the rebounds. Lockie Albrecht. It was this game last year where he really announced himself, and there's a nice move.
And again, it gets back to the fundamental issue of size. Yep. Albrecht too big down on the block for Quat Noy. Easy 2.
Noy on the floor, tough against Darius Days, and he finds a way. Brad, you'd remember that Lockie Albrecht performance last Christmas night. 9 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Mills said, "Who's this kid?" And he's gone on with the job, Lockie Albrecht. Illawarra come away empty on that possession. Noy working down low, blocked by Lee.
Great hands.
Couple of big defensive plays over the last minute or so from Young Jung Lee. Trey Kell couldn't finish it. He'll have to go to the line for 2.
The Hawks' vibration is rising, Brad. You can feel them as a collective growing in belief. They didn't get out to the start they wanted, but they always feel they can run teams down as Kell just gets out in transition and misses that bunny.
You could just see the whole bench and look at Coach Tatum there. He knew that was a big possession, and you're right. Interesting subs here now. Leah Pepe comes out, and so does Tui. They bring in the bigs, because they're obviously worried about the size there, and you can see Cooks comes in and Cam Oliver. Some big minutes here.
We saw Tyler Harvey arrive in a jumper that read the Grinch. I wonder whether he's going to prove to be the Grinch for Kings fans as he prepares to return. Just sitting in front of us watching Trey Kelberry, both his free throws. They tag team. Kel out, Harvey back in.
Well, Brian Goorjian brought him to Australia when he was in Illawarra, and he absolutely loves him. And I can tell you, Harvey would like absolutely nothing but to bury him.
Men, you both said earlier on you didn't know whether the Kings got enough from their early domination. Well, those words are ringing true with Illawarra out by 4. Tyler Robertson couldn't get the runner to go. But they reload after an offensive rebound for Kawatnoi. He and Darius Days are into each other.
That's been going for a few possessions. They love talking to each other.
I hope you're enjoying this wherever you're watching around the world. The top 2 teams in the Australian NBL head-to-head. Noi sends Sydney back in front by 1. As I've said earlier this season, quite often his surname should come with an SE at the end because he invites plenty of noise from this Sydney crowd. Will Hickey hits the deck after scoring 2 more.
And he continues to add to his offensive repertoire. Robertson a bit apprehensive.
Cooks, tough shot, tried the reverse layup. Is this game living up to your expectation?
Exceeding them, Matty.
Darius Days, he drops the 3. He looks straight at the Sydney Kings and says, get that up, you're on Christmas night.
He's looking at Kawatnoi, Matty. That's who he's letting know.
And that was very fortunate that Xavier Cooks, he could have been pinged for number 4. Referee Nico Fernandez decided the other way.
Flash on the screen, go there.
And this was close.
Go around it.
Matty, you've asked, is this living up? 85-81, a minute 49 to go in the 3rd. How can you not love this on Christmas night?
The Hawks in their last 5 games have been to 100 points or more. The Kings scoring well tonight, but looking to apply a clamp on Illawarra's customary big finish. They're fresh from 120 points against Perth. In fact, a couple of games before that, they also put 121 points on the Wildcats. Can the Kings stop Illawarra's big finish? Shot clock to 2 seconds. Harvey had to throw, and he was fouled. He'll go to the line for 3. It was Isaiah Liafa making contact with the shooter.
And not only is he going to go to the line for 3, but Liafa will go to the bench. That's his 4th foul. And surely Brian Goorjian isn't going to ride with him. What? You would ride with him?
I would ride with it. You know, he's hit a couple of shots. I'd let him have a couple minutes. He fouls out. They've got enough there. He is feeling it. I'm leaving him.
Valid.
But I didn't like that last possession by the Kings. That's the one where Jalen Adams comes down and, to me, over-dribbles a little bit. I like when the ball goes to the other guard, gets from one side of the court to the other, then let him play off it.
So the Hawks by 6. Just over a minute left in the 3rd. Tyler with 1 more shot from the free throw line.
And the Hawks have found their defensive rhythm. They've restricted to Sydney to only 50 points since the 1st quarter, which is a very good job defensively, considering how Sydney were going.
And here's one of their defensive weapons. Hickey forcing the pushed pass from Adams. Now Harvey swatted away by Cam Oliver. Days goes back 2. 1 block becomes 2 from Cam Oliver.
Well, that's the Cam Oliver they love. That's the one that's fighting back on defense. Blocks his shots and lets everyone know.
That is a monstrous defensive performance, Derek.
Well, it looked like there may have been some contact in there, but the Kings get away with it. Now they've got to buckle down. They need a stop here.
Final minute of the 3rd. It's Illawarra by 6. And the pass is taken by Kawatnoi. The turnover committed by Hickey. Liafa puts it on the floor, pulls up, poor shot.
Well, that's
Kawatnoi. He had a great look. Hickey a little out of control.
First down, Jaden.
Derek just got out of offense here a little bit. Both teams just forcing it a little bit too much.
The pace is too high right now.
Yep.
Someone needs to take control of the offense, execute, and now obviously with 27.8 on the clock, the Kings will hold it for one.
And Jalen Adams has got his third personal foul. So Jalen Adams with 3, Isaiah Liar for 4, Xavier with 3, and they're all on the floor with 27 seconds left in the quarter.
Well, the only guy I'd probably think of is Xavier. I'm happy with the others, but I'd probably look at him. You wouldn't want him to pick up that fourth, but they are getting the ball, so...
Now, in their last 2 games, both wins, Sydney have come from 8 and 9 points down in the final quarter to win. 3 of the 5 biggest fourth quarter comebacks this season have been by Sydney. So don't go anywhere. The Kings are comeback kings this season. They're close enough to Illawarra, but are they good enough in the fourth? Which is 20 seconds away. Let's see out the third with Jalen Adams and the Kings. Cam Oliver feeling it, but can't finish. Now Hyun Jung Lee, plenty of time for the Hawks to do something here. Darius Days rushed his shot, didn't need to. And Kwat Noi from mid-court almost sent it home. So the Hawks have found their defensive groove. They're scoring more freely, and as a result, they've found the lead by 7. 1 quarter to play on your Christmas night of Hungry Jacks NBL. Illawarra 88 leads Sydney 81.
He never goes back, he runs straight into him.
Xavier.
He gets the call.
Xavier. Hey, let's go. Push. You crash on the screen. Go around. Go around it. Block. That's a block. Get it. Hey, that's a blocking foul. Jaden, you got the foul there, you walk the call. Stop.
In the zone, thanks to Harvey Norman, that was Nico Fernandez. They've got a lot to look after, don't they, the referees in the NBL. Underway in the fourth. First placed Illawarra against second place Sydney, and it's the Hawks by 7 as Tyler Harvey is fouled.
Bye-bye.
As he goes to the line for 3. As we find Joe Healy courtside, you were listening into the 3-quarter time huddles.
I was listening into the Hawks, Matty. High energy within the group. The message from Justin Tatum, he said, guys, this is where we want to be. If we're a championship team, this is it. We've got to finish this one off.
Thank you, Joe. We've seen Isaiah Liafa, an improved shooting night, but he's run into foul trouble. In fact, he's out of the game with 9 minutes 48 to play. Derek, I saw you crunching some numbers at 3-quarter time. Deliver.
Well, Trey Kell's been outstanding, and he scored 50 points in his last 7 quarters, Matty, with 0 turnovers. This guy's working efficiently. He's got 19 points, 7 assists, and 0 turnovers over the past 2 games. Also, Quatnoy's playing outstanding, but he is a minus 17, minus 18 now, and that's just rough.
And the defensive adjustment from Illawarra. I'll come back to you for more numbers in a moment. Let's see if they can show us that D right here on the Sydney Kings. Every possession crucial right now for the home team. They come up empty, which will back up the numbers you were looking at in terms of their quarter-by-quarter output, Derek.
They gave up 31 to the Kings in the first, then it was 27 in the last quarter as Oliver throws that one into the first row. In last quarter, they held the Kings to 23, Matty. And this is the sign of a championship team. They get better defensively as the game goes along.
Well, look at that last possession. Quatnoy has not passed the ball out once when he gets it in the block or when he's dribbling. So what do? They go double it. Great adjustment in the game. They get the turnover.
Our stat sheet says that Cameron Oliver just had his 2nd block. I thought he had 3 blocks in the 1 defensive play in the 3rd quarter, but officially he has 2 blocks for the game. A tower of strength.
Well, this is where Tyler Harvey is just so crafty, the way he plays. There was a bump there. I know Jalen Adams feels no, but he would want that if he was at the other end as well.
So the Kings have been kept to 31 points, 27 points, then 23 points in each quarter so far. What do they need in this final quarter, hazard a guess, to win the game?
Well, again, they need to do what they were able to do against the Brisbane Bullets and restrict Illawarra to under 20 points. Now, it's going to be significantly harder because of the talent the Hawks have and the fact that the Kings have already committed 2 fouls in this quarter, and we're only 47 seconds into it.
Illawarra by 9. 10 makes it their biggest lead of the game by a margin. They hit 3-quarter time having led by 7. Now they're out by 10. The Kings have come from 8 and 9 down in the final quarter in their last 2 games. Can they come back from double figures against the team on top of the table?
Well, that's going to be out of bounds because Jalen's jumped in from the out-of-bounds play and touched it. Good defense yet again from Illawarra, and they will get the ball.
And Coach Justin Tatum would be very happy with how the Hawks have executed on the offensive end. They've made 29 shots, Matty, and 22 of those have been assisted. Anything around 70% is elite, and right now, the Hawks are right at that number.
We know Brian Goorjian is the greatest coach this country has seen when it comes to basketball. 821st NBL game in his 25th season. 6-time champion, 6-time coach of the year. He's played or coached in 42 grand final games, but he's got to stop Will Hickey and co. Hickey drops the tray, and Illawarra's coach in just his 2nd season of pro open men coaching. What a performance as Cam Oliver drives to the backboard. But Justin Tatum, he's 5-0 against Bryce Cotton. He's trying to go 5-0 against the Sydney Kings as well tonight. Sam Froling can take him a step closer. Justin Tatum applauding courtside for the Hawks.
And Sam Froling continues his solid play, 14 and 6 right now with a few assists.
So Oliver draws the foul. But there's lots of frustrated looks. The body language from Sydney, not as that man would like to see it.
Well, it's one of these games, Brad. We played so many games in this league, and you understand some games are a real litmus test for where your team is positioned. And on your home court, you want to come in here and get this one in this big occasion. And right now, being down 13, Brian Gorge would have some serious thoughts about the capabilities of this Sydney Kings lineup.
Well, unfortunately, you're seeing tonight what we've seen for the whole time this year of the Sydney Kings. There's good, but there's bad. And you look at Illawarra, the bad is very minimal, and they just keep playing. They're able to get through that time, get some good baskets, good scores, where Sydney, they do get scores. This man's been great, but a lot of it is against the muscle. But I'm with you. That Brisbane game was such an eye-opener last week, where they can go and held them to 8 points in that quarter because their defense was great. It's got to start there. It just has to.
96-83, late on Christmas night. A big win for the Tassie Jack Jumpers earlier on. And the Hawks are closing in on a 4th straight win, which would take them to 12-5 for the season. Watnoy buries his free throws. Still a long way to go in this game, though.
And Matty, we heard Justin Tatum talk about the fact that they want home court advantage right throughout. They're not trying just to get in the playoffs. They want the top spot so they can host any big games down in Wollongong as Days strolls to the front of the rim and drops it down.
That's an NBA move from Darius Days. He's been to the greatest competition on the planet, and he's looking better and better as an Illawarra Hawk. Interestingly, it was a move by Justin Tatum to put Darius back to the bench to bury the ego that has seen him actually produce some of his best basketball, Derek.
And full credit to him for understanding how that may not only improve his fortunes, but take the team to another level. You look at his performance today, in only 15 minutes, he's a plus 23.
Wow.
He's got 10 points of his own, several rebounds, but he's just been very solid. And that's 5 fouls on the man we've just been praising.
Well done until now anyway, Darius.
Yeah. But he's done his job.
Yep. So he's been to double-figure points for a 6th game in a row, 5 rebounds as well. The man who's averaging 11.5 points per game, 8 rebounds per outing at that shooting clip of 50%. So very, very tidy indeed for Darius Days. And like the club says, I feel watching him, his best is still to come this season. Trey Kell. Wani Swaka-Labullock. He's off the mark. And Adams going to work, finding Xavier Cooks with a soft finish from close range.
Now let's see if the Kings can string together some stops and convert on the other end now, Brad. There's, oh, wow.
There's Will Hickey driving baseline, and the foul is called on the Sydney Kings.
I'm just looking here, and you'll see the block there. Yeah, there's a foul there. But they do love to run to the baseline and kick it to the other wing. That's something that the Kings could look at closing down.
I don't love that call, though, Brad.
Oh, a little bit of a push down low.
If there's a positive for Sydney, it's only quite second.
You're now offense, and they didn't call that. Talk to me. Yeah, okay.
Fair.
Hyun Jung Lee.
Wow.
Speaking of offense, he runs back telling everyone in Kudos Bank Arena, that's 1, 2, 3, baby. And each bomb makes it a bit harder for the Kings, who have to go to their long-range specialist in Kwatnoi.
Would you want Xavier to shoot that instead of kicking it out in that one, in that position?
I understand he's looking for that 3 ball because of the deficit, but sometimes you just have to take the higher percentage opportunities, and his certainly was that.
So the Illawarra Hawks with another 100 points on the board for the 11th time this season. They've done it for 6 games in a row. The last time they did that, 2006.
Wow.
18 years ago was the last time they put 6 games in a row together, scoring 100 or more in each. Well, here they are, they've done it late in 2024. as they angle towards the NBL25 championship.
And Brad, realistically, we're looking at 120 plus for Illawarra in this game.
Highest offensive team in the league, averaging more than 100 points per game this season, Derek. So Jalen Adams will need a whole lot more of that. But more importantly, they've got to come up with a way to stop Illawarra. Plenty of other teams have had a crack, and given that run of 100-point totals, not many have come up with the answer. Their lowest score of the season, 79. The only time they've been kept under 80 was against the Adelaide 36ers.
And timeout by the Kings.
So with 6 minutes and change left in this game, it's Illawarra 105, leading Sydney 91. Illawarra have a quick turnaround. They're off to Brisbane on Friday night. Given at this time of year, we don't know what day it is. It's in 48 hours. Derek, 48 hours. That's in your neck of the woods. Will you be at that game?
I certainly will.
Get to see Illawarra against Brisbane and how Brisbane handled the absence of James Bateman. The news we detailed earlier on that James Bateman out with a hamstring injury for the season. And Sydney, well, they're back home against Adelaide in 5 days, so a little turnaround for Sydney. But right now they've got to work out a way to stop Illawarra, and that's an easy question to ask, a harder one to answer.
Well, what I love about Illawarra is that anyone is scoring. You just saw Hung Jong Lee get a shot. You've seen Sam Frolling do what he's done. Trey Kell's got 21 now. Hickey's just hit a 3 a few possessions ago. They just do it so well, where with the Kings it feels like it's very ball dominant for 1 or 2 people. And then they'll pass the ball and do what they've got to do and hope they make it.
Welcome back to Kudos Bank Arena. There's Kev Pong in the Reebok influencer seats. He loves bringing a smile to people's faces, especially at this time of year. Come on, Kev, crack a smile yourself. If you've been on TikTok, there's a high chance you've seen Kevin Achampong or Kev Pong to his fans. Hilarious skits and takes on different cultures. Good to see him enjoying the hoops on Christmas night. Illawarra are enjoying it more and more before they head to Brisbane 48 hours, Friday. Although that's irrelevant at this time of year. Who knows what day it is. 48 hours their next game. If they can see off Sydney, they'll take 4 straight wins into that matchup. Trey Kittle couldn't get the shot to roll over the cliff. Cook swats that shot away from the rim.
And the strength of Illawarra is just every player comes out there with the information of what is required, not only for the team, but for that player to excel and what his contribution needs to be for the team to win. And they do it very well as a group. There doesn't seem to be any bickering about what's going on the court. And again, Justin Tatum in the pregame show talked about how all of his players have checked their egos and decided that they've got to do what's best for each other.
Illawarra building a nice record in this gym. They're aiming for 5 straight wins against Sydney, and it will be 4 straight on this floor. They're about to go to 13-9 here against Sydney if they can close out this victory. Out by 13 with just over 5 to play. Is there one final run in the Kings? Jalen Adams, tough bucket. He collided with the Hawks, went off the glass, and got it to drop.
Well, at some point, the Kings are going to have to change their pickup point, get over half court, try and speed the Hawks up, and then it's just a matter of do they have the athleticism and the skill to slow the Hawks down.
Hickey was heavy on his shot, and now Kelly Leo Pepe. Well, Mason Peeling thought, what do I do here? And he elected just to go high five. That's a good option, looking at Kelly Leo Pepe.
You know what, there was nothing in that, and he knew it as well. Here's a good closeout, good rebound here, and you just see there was an accidental hit there.
I mean,
reckon for a split
Pepe's
second he
physical. It
thought-
wasn't as innocent as he tried to play it off to be.
That was a little bit of a left elbow there, pushing, yeah.
And then he gave him the thumbs up, like, yeah, let's dap up after I took that little mini shot at you. Nah, man, I ain't playing that.
I reckon Mason Peatling thought, right, oh, hang on, it's Kelly Leo Pepe. You're good, brother.
So he'll go to the line. These are a couple of big free throws. Get this game down to single digits, and then what the Kings elect to do defensively. Do they feel like they need to get up the floor yet? I would try it just to see how the Hawks respond.
It's a good point, Derek, because Illawarra also drawn 4 fouls. So any more fouls, we're going to have free throws. With 4.5 left in the quarter, there are potentially a lot of clock off, stand on the free throw, and deliver clutch one-pointers.
Derek, I'm with you. Too easy here offense. Look, there's no ball pressure.
Burning
They're able,
clock.
yeah, just burning it off and able to get the ball, and now they'll step back for the 3.
With 2 seconds left on the clock. And then there was no hurry by Jalen Adams for the rebound. Trey Kell, and that is called a foul on Sydney. Trey Kell will go to the line, and Brian Goorjian straight away says, I want to challenge that.
That's a charge. I think that'll be overturned.
Offensive foul, Derek.
I was watching Brian Goorjian, and he is not happy with Vaughn Mayberry. He's giving him the stare down. Now they're going to go have a conversation.
He's seen a lot of charges in his days, Brian Goorjian, and he's adamant this is not a blocking foul. That's a charge from Trey Kell III.
Amy's coach's challenge. I think this one will be successful for the Kings.
So for viewers who are maybe a little bit newer to basketball than you, Derek, what are they looking at here? What should Xavier Cooks have done?
He needed to have, ideally, his feet set. Now, that did not occur. Whether that is going to change how this is ruled, but it looks like he's just straight up and down and fairly stationary, Brad.
Yeah, the other rule is he's got to be outside that semicircle. You see the white line there. He's got both feet out. There's a touch of the movement to the right.
A little bit of movement.
Yeah, but I don't think it's enough. I think that would be overturned.
So he's outside the no-charge semicircle. His feet were set. He was in the cylinder. And as a result, the coach's challenge, Brian Goorjian, is successful. Scott Butler, Merry Christmas, my friend. Explain that one.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, guys. So Xavier Cooks does a really good job of establishing position directly in front of Trey Kell. He's outside of the defensive semicircle, makes a minor adjustment to his right. He's allowed to do that once he's established legal position. Trey Kell goes straight through his chest. That's now an offensive foul.
Thank you, Scott. It must be Christmas. The replay centre explains, and both my experts sit beside me nodding their head in approval.
Hey, Ruck had a little fist pump. He got one. He was like, yes, I got it.
Adams to Cooks. So a couple of results here for Sydney.
They've got it down to 7.
Still a long way to go at 3:50 in the 4th.
The Kings have gone to switching everything.
Swaka Bullock, his floater didn't float enough. And the crowd can sense a chance here. Big possession. It's off Jalen Adams' leg. It's Sydney's ball. It's Illawarra's ball.
And Brad, I talk about this all the time on the defensive end of the floor. Players, especially junior players, are taught, don't use your hands, don't use your hands. That is a fallacy. There is a time to use your hands, and the Hawks have been very good at it tonight.
Trey Kell, 21 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. Joe Healy, down to you.
I was just listening to the Kings there during that challenge. Real positive energy from Brian Goorjian in the huddle, and as Derek said, they're starting to switch much more on defense. Xavier Cooks just chimed in at the end. He said, guys, it's Tyler Harvey time. We've got to keep our hands up on him.
Thank you, Joe. Here's Trey Kell trying to deliver 3 more. He missed. Leo Pepe was down the floor screaming for the ball. No one saw him. Alex Tui! Wow. Drops the tray. It's 105-101 with 3 minutes left in Sydney.
It's coming from the stops, the defensive end. That's what we've asked for, and it's starting to deliver. Good defense by the Sydney Kings. They then kick it. Alex Tui knocking down his 25th point of the night.
And great two-man action between Noy and Cooks in early transition, set up that dive and replace three ball from Tui.
Alex Tui had 20 points to the half. A little quiet since then, but that's a big bucket to take him to 25. At three-quarter time, let's go back to our Harvey Norman in the zone and the referees meeting.
Let's get to the abuse and the dirty.
Yes, and then we're good. This is the kind of situation where we could have the first quarter stuff resurface again. So even though the game's ambling along, don't then go to sleep.
Yeah, don't fall.
Thanks to Harvey Norman, our referees mic'd up today. And if you're new to basketball, yes, they have a lot to handle. They've got two coaches in each ear normally. It doesn't leave a lot of ears for the players who also want a piece of the action. They've got to handle a lot, Derek.
No doubt, and this is a big play right here. After timeout, execution is vital. And let's see what the Hawks come up with.
Wani Swaka-Labula whips the ball cross-court to find Tyler Harvey. Shot clock to 5. Harvey is stripped of the ball. One-on-one with Tui. Alex Tui leaves the shot short, but Leo Pepe the rebound, and one to come. He's fired up, and the crowd is up and about as well. The ownership group knows.
Tui with the hands gets the steal off of Harvey. An outstanding hustle from Kelly LePepe to get that offensive rebound. And as a result of this play phase, Sam Froling's picked up his 5th foul.
What a play. And I like the up and in. They're getting the hands, the deflections, not just waiting for Illawarra to make that play. Much better defense by the Kings.
Kelly Leaupepe playing a big role with 14 points, 9 rebounds and 2 assists. Tyler Harvey sends it on its way. They come up empty, Illawarra. And here's a chance for the Kings to go back in the lead. Kwatnoi sets his feet. Can't hit. Tui the putback miss. A scramble, Leaupepe. Gargantuan under the ring. He hurls it back to Adams again. Now Kelet Leaupepe to lift the roof. He thought it was in. A mad scramble again. It's Sydney with the ball. Noy. And he is called for an offensive foul. Drama upon drama at Kudos Bank Arena.
Well, the assistant coaches are saying no. I'm looking down there and they're saying no. They feel, don't challenge this.
You're not going to yell at me.
But wow, what fantastic offensive rebounding by the Sydney Kings.
It was a full assault, Brad, on the offensive glass, and the Hawks just dug deep enough and got some good fortune, Matty, to get that ball back.
Kelly Leaupepe had 3 offensive boards in 1 possession. His 3rd double-double of the season now reads 14 points, 12 rebounds and counting. As a result, the Kings are 1 shot from taking the lead, but Trey Kell draws a whistle on his way. So he'll go to the line for 2, make both. It's 3 the difference.
And over a shorter period of time, Brad, the Sydney Kings have found their defensive scheme and intensity. They've limited the Hawks over the past 5 minutes to get themselves back into this ball game. And the Hawks look extremely tight on the offensive end.
Well, that's point number 14 for this quarter after giving up 30 and 35 the 2 quarters before that.
Trey Kell and Tyler Harvey on 22 points each. And Trey edges his way in front of his clubmate. Jalen Adams off the glass and home. 107-106.
The Hawks have only scored 2 points in the past 5 minutes as Kell fires.
Oh, successfully. Trey Kell goes boom.
Wow. Wow. That is point number 26 at his three-pointer.
And he'll play it cool here. Trey Kell the third spinning on Tui, finding Olbrich, whose pass gets to Hickey, and there's a foul called on Sydney. More free throws coming for the Hawks.
Yeah, Brad, that series of offensive rebounds that didn't result in a Kings bucket may have been somewhat emotionally deflating. They exerted so much energy to come up empty, and then Kell knocks down a big three.
So Trey Kell had his career-high 30 points earlier this season. He had his career-high 31 points against Perth. Lockie Olbrich, a 54% free throw shooter, misses the front end.
Was he in your top 10, Derek?
Yes, he was, Trey Kell.
What number?
I believe he was number 9.
With a rocket.
About probably 6 or 7 too low after the last few.
Olbrich makes the back end. Every point crucial. 5 the difference. Trey Kell is now 5 points short of the career mark he set on Sunday against Perth. Is it a winning hand? We've got 1 mad minute to decide.
Well, Trey Kell, with his performance again, solidifying himself as a legitimate MVP candidate. And again, big-time buckets, high efficiency, and he plays a brilliant all-around basketball game.
I'm just watching his stat line here. Like you said, 26 points, but it's the 8 assists, the 5 rebounds, 2 steals, and only 1 turnover. He has just been amazing. He's able to get into the seams and finish so well when they need it. Step back, a little pull-up here with the jump shot, and then the threes are coming at different times, layups. What a fantastic game, and he is a leader of this team.
Man, you were both ball handlers. How tough to do what he is doing in terms of points and provision with so few turnovers in this league.
That's 100% correct, and the fact also is that Trey Kell has great size, so he can get in there and be physical. He rebounds well, and again, look at the Blackmore shot chart. Great balance in the way he scores the basketball. He's been able to get to the free throw line 7 times. Excellent offensive productivity.
It's 10:30 on Christmas night. It's been a long, long day if you're up early because of Santa's visit overnight.
Still have a couple of overtimes yet, Matty. There's nothing to get up for in the morning.
How good is it to see nearly 8,000 fans in here enjoying this game, very much in the festive spirit, and hoping Quatnoi can give the Kings a shot late at stealing this game. It's 111-106.
It's a good look. I like the out-of-bounds play. They got the man who has got the hot hand. The look.
And Noy would be disappointed with himself. Hasn't been able to hit the big ones in this 4th quarter. He's still got 24 points as the Hawks make free throw specific substitutions, bringing Toddy Blanchfield into the game.
As well as floor spacing. Very good coaching.
55 seconds to play. Both teams in the bonus. It has been a barn burner. It has lived up to the billing, first versus second. Best offense, the best defense. Well, at this stage, it looks like the O side of things will prevail. But anything can happen. The crowd willing the Kings on to deny Illawarra. Someone must have opened the door because Tyler Harvey's shot was hit by a draft.
Now, you never say Tyler Harvey takes bad shots because he can make those. Not sure if that was the one that was for the
Well, I thought he was going to
timeout.
look to put it on the deck.
So did I, yeah.
What are you looking for here this possession, boys? A high percentage 2 for Sydney?
Yeah, it's not necessarily needing the 3. Just get the good look, whatever it brings, and get the on-ball screen.
Jalen Adams looking to get up close. Instead, Xavier Cooks. Great finish from Cooks. He wanted the foul call as well. It didn't come.
I think they've got a foul.
Got to get a stop. They press on Trey Kell. Here's Olbrich. Will Hickey using the clock. It's down to 10 seconds for the game.
Don't foul now.
Too late now.
Yep, don't foul now.
And they forced the turnover. Wani Swakala-Bullock had to fire. So, Sydney, 2.7 seconds to nail a three
I don't think they've
and
got
force
a
OT.
timeout. I don't know if they've got a timeout here. Oh, he's got one more. Yes, he does.
And they're going to look at this timing also to ensure that it's exactly right. And the Kings may get several tenths of a second replaced on the clock, I believe.
So a Tangerine timeout. The clock will be extended, I hear, to 3.8 seconds, and it has been now. So I'll tap into the basketball minds of Derek Rucker and Brad Rosen. We can't listen to the coaches inside the final 2 minutes. So what play would you be drawing up for whom?
Well, the first thing is it's going to come out of the front court because it was a shot clock violation, so they can't advance it. So it's going to be in the shot. It's going to be right where Jackie Dover is now at the half court. Look, you obviously got to go to Quatnoy. That's the guy you've got to go to. But there's the deflection there, and the only other guy is Alex Tui right now tonight, Derek.
I was going to ask about Jalen Adams, but he's none of three from outside tonight.
Look, right here, obviously, you have your totem pole, your Christmas wish list right now of who you want to shoot the three ball. Tui is also a candidate because of his size to get his shot off over most of the defenders that he will encounter. But realistically, anybody taking the shot with a good look is the best option.
Yeah. Adams is a 37% three-point shooter.
Well, also, if you're Illawarra, you want a big man on the ball, because whoever throws the ball in, you want to have big arms all over the ball and not be able to get the passer to see it in.
As something a little bit different, Kelly Leo Pepe is shooting the three ball at 50% this season.
And the other possibility is that you run through the pass if you're an Illawarra Hawks defender, make a play at the ball, and go ahead and foul one of the Kings and send them to the line and don't allow them to tie it up.
3.8 seconds to play on Christmas night. What a game we've had. Now it's Quatnoy. He licked the rim and it rims away. The Sydney Kings had a shot to force OT and missed. Illawarra go 4 straight. They beat Sydney for the 3rd time this season. The score at the end, 111-108. Derek Rucker, Brad Rosen, what a game.
A spectacular game on Christmas night. Couldn't have asked for more. The Illawarra Hawks continue their outstanding run of wins, proving to be the #1 team in the competition, fighting off a furious Sydney rally in the 4th quarter to win this one.
Brad, nominate some of the stars for Illawarra for me. As I tell you, this is the highest Illawarra have been this late in the season since 2002. They're top of the pops after round 13, and they haven't been this high this late in more than 20 years.
Well, I thought really from the tip they were outstanding. And you look at Trey Kell and Tyler Harvey had 0 points combined in the 1st quarter, and they finish with 48 combined. Like, they were tremendous, and really they're the leaders of this team. And look, take nothing away from the Kings. They won that quarter 27-23 in the 4th, but really it was that time in the 1st and 2nd period where they could have got that lead, Derek Moore. That's where I think they lost the game.
What a festive period they're having, Illawarra. They won their own Christmas game on Sunday against Perth by piling on 121 points. They come to Sydney, score 111 and win again. Now they're off to Brisbane. Then they're back home on New Year's Eve trying to complete what would be a magnificent Christmas, New Year holiday record for them. Let's see what they have to say to Joe Healy, who's standing by.
Yeah, I've got Trey Kell, the Foot Locker player of the game. Trey, that was an intense battle right the way through, but especially down the stretch. How were you able to hold them off?
First off, Merry Christmas to everybody. It was a dope experience for me, first time playing on Christmas. Shout out to the fam, my fiance back home, love you guys. But yeah, we made it a lot harder than it needed to be. We had a great lead, and I think we got a little too complacent and not aggressive like we were when we built the lead. But, you know, good teams find a way to finish it out regardless, and we did that.
4 wins in a row, an important one tonight against your rivals. What does this mean for this group?
You know, we're just trying to stack wins. Right now, we know we're in a good spot. and we're trying to make it a great spot. So, you know, we know every team is going to be gunning for us, and we know Sydney's obviously a really good team as well. So we just, you know, try to give our fans a good Christmas gift.
Well, Merry Christmas for yourself. Go and enjoy this celebration.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
We're trying to make a good spot, a great spot, Will. They improved to 12-5, Illawarra. They stay top of the table. Sydney go 11-8 and fall outside the top two. That is a third straight win against the Kings this season. So Darius Days is off with the spoils. A 3-point win in a thriller to Sam Froling and the Hawks after the break. Joe Healy, Brad Rose and Derek Rucker wrap it up from the Harbour City.